Hello, viewers. Welcome to another episode of How I Made My Millions right here on One TV. My name is Stella Alote, and I'm your host for today. Before we continue, we'll go for a quick break. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Barryma, the chief blogger, and you are watching One TV. You know what it is. Keep it locked. That's it.
Welcome back from the break. I'm here with me, an entrepreneur by the name Mr. Innocent. Mr. Innocent, please, can you tell us more about you?
Hello viewers, so my name is Innocent Boateng. I'm a freelance graphic designer and YouTube content creator.
Okay, how did the idea of your business come about?
Okay, so after high school, I actually had the opportunity to work at a printing press for 2 years. So whilst working at that place, I gathered the idea, the skills to become a graphics designer, and in 2017, I started my own freelance services where I provide freelance service, that's graphic design service to others, and that's how it all came about.
Okay, so what motivated you to start a business?
Well, I should say it's passion and drive, okay, because when I was working at a printing press, I learned a lot, and I'm somebody who always wants to learn. So learning, it's actually I put all of the skills together, and you know where I'm coming from, like I had this kind of positive vibe, so actually positivity moved me. That's what I can say, positivity.
Okay. So how did you come up with the name of your company?
Yeah, the name actually, you see, when you are done with SHS those days, there was this Facebook stuff. I was very kind of like influential on Facebook. I was popular on Facebook, and innocent. So I decided to just merge the innocent and then the graphics together, making graphics.
So how did you fund your business?
Okay, one thing is the freelance kind of business really doesn't need a lot of funding. But then, regardless, you still need some kind of fund. So, my boss during that time and my little pay that I was receiving whilst I was working as a printing, like as at a printing press, that's what I used to afford my then laptop and then all the things. Freelancing, what goes more into it is data bundles. So I was using my little money that I was getting from the printing press and that of my family to buy airtime and all those petty things that I used to grow the business.
Okay, so what made you choose this type of business?
Well, like I explained earlier, I had the opportunity, I was exposed to that kind of field, the graphic design field. So me going that direction wasn't actually a problem because I already know the things, like I already had an idea of what I can do when I venture into the graphic design business. So the exposure to the printing press when I completed school, that was what actually.
Okay, so let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. So we're back to Mr. Innocent. So, Mr. Innocent, please, what are some of the challenges you face as an entrepreneur?
Well, starting up with freelancing was very tough, especially in the late nights. I had a lot of issues like staying up all night. Sometimes, most of the times, you're working with a lot of outsiders. Okay, so the time frame doesn't really fit. It will be 1 a.m. here in Ghana and it will be around 8 p.m., 7 p.m. in the US. And then there is this client waiting for you to submit their work. So mostly I was working late nights, and during that time I was also working. So staying up all night, let's say 12 to 5 a.m. in the morning, and then moving up to go to work at 7 a.m., it was really a struggle. So those kind of things were some of the problems. And this thing with freelance here in Ghana is you don't really get a lot of clients. So sometimes you have to wait for like 2 weeks that is when you're starting to get your first client, and it was a whole lot of challenge. Yeah.
Okay. So were your parents okay when you chose the decision to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I lived with my grandparents, okay, and they were just cool. Just that they didn't understand the type of business, like that kind of business. You are always on the phone, always on the laptop, and they felt like you are not associating with people, like you are doing something wrong. This idea of scamming and all those things, because I was almost always with my phone or my laptop, and they had that kind of misconception. But later on, that I took time to explain things to them, I think they were okay with it.
Mr. Innocent, since you came here, you've been mentioning freelance graphic designing. Who is a freelance graphic designer?
Okay, so in a layman's term, or let me say this, I believe all of us would know who a graphics designer is. But when you add the freelance, it means that you're not going to do it on a long-term basis, like without contract or anything. So probably somebody will just see you on the internet, on Instagram or Facebook, and then see some of your works, a flyer or let's say a banner, and then the person will hit you, hey, can you do, or can you work on a flyer for me? And then you do it, and that is practically like freelance. So you exchange services for money in a very short-term basis without anything like a contract or any long-term thing. It can be just 24 hours or just within minutes. Yeah.
And how do you come about with your designs?
Well, the designs, there are a lot of inspirations, and the first kind of inspiration is I really love what I do. Most of the times I work as if I'm not working. That's what I do because I love what I'm doing. Okay. So I get the inspiration from my love for the work. Okay, but mostly when I have things like things to design, we have other websites from my fellow graphic designers as well, or even like I pick inspiration from basically anything that I see. You can see a color of a building, and that can inspire my next set of colors that I'll use in a design. So literally anything that I come across, I try to pick up an inspiration from it.
And how do you get to meet your clients?
Okay, so like I explained earlier, you post something on the internet, and then when somebody is interested, they will contact you to like make one for them. And we have a lot of freelance sites as well, like Fiverr, Upwork, 99 Designs. If you register as a freelancer over there as well, people will find you, find your services, and then they can contact you for gigs. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. So, as a freelancer, how did the idea of becoming a YouTuber came about?
Okay. So you learn, you continuously learn, and then you get to a point where you decide to share with others. Okay. Most people were actually contacting me how I come about with my designs and stuff. So I decided to start up this whole YouTube thing to inspire others, share my processes and thoughts with others, and give others tips, because I basically learned all this graphic design stuff from the internet, precisely YouTube. Okay, so I decided to share those processes with especially my fellow brothers in Ghana. I didn't get the how to, the step-by-step processes when I was starting up, so I decided to share that particular process with them so that they can at least know. And it's actually booming up, like it's really yielding the results as well.
Okay, have you had any bad or negative feedback from your clients?
From my clients, I would say no, not really. Since I started, I've never had like a client that would say this. I don't really. Of course, when you work, sometimes they request for changes and revisions and all those things. But as in a very negative feedback, no, I've not experienced it. It's rather on YouTube. Some When I was starting up, like people will come and be like, go and find something better to do with your life. Like you are wasting your time and all those things. The negative feedbacks, they do come out, but I try to contain it as much as I can.
Okay. Are you earning from YouTube?
Oh yeah, there is this milestone that when you get, YouTube starts paying you. But as a graphic designer, a freelance graphic designer, I really started earning even before my channel got to that particular point, because I could convert people from my site or my YouTube channel to my freelance site to my social media handles, and then we can get in touch and work. So yeah, YouTube pays. It pays not that big, but at least it is able to settle some bills. Yeah.
Hello, viewers. We have come to the end of today's episode. Kindly like, share, and subscribe. My name is Stella Alote.